good morning, good morning. Razzle dazzle. Hey, yeah. All right, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What up, Sassy? Scarlett, Cheyenne, what up? What up, Cheyenne Rose? How you? What up, Crystal Rose? What's up? We about to get started. Let me switch that around. What up, Lisa? It was off the chain, man. Did any of you guys get a chance to look at my last post, man? Y'all can see how I posted on TikTok the fact that Instagram kind of played me. There, I know I was gonna okay, that's what it is. Spooky Doo. Okay, I was going to release the conversation. I was gonna have I was gonna post the conversation from the other night, but man, this is a huge reason why, I'm gonna take some extra careful measures. That's all. I just got to do a few things different, and so that I don't get put in that position again, So we are live on YouTube recording, and that's the thing. In the evenings, what up, Isis? In the evenings, I don't typically broadcast the same conversation the same way. But all that's over. I'm recording on every format right now because you never know, right? You never know how one of these platforms is going to behave. That's also why I pinned my YouTube channel at the bottom of Instagram, so that you guys would know how to reach me on there. So the conversation, I guess what was the issue? So when you're begin speaking on and recording on TikTok. TikTok records these episodes, and they don't make it easy for you to publish them, but they record them nonetheless, and you can download them and then upload them again to repurpose the material. And so what happened was, when I went to go download it, it said that there was a technical error. Now, you guys know I've probably done over, I know for a fact I've done over 90 episodes. 90 episodes 90 lives. Let me say that. I've been live 90 times at least. And I'm being very modest. That number is really, really high. And in that modesty, I've never seen that before. And it's real tripped out that would be, and that at the point, what up, Amethyst? At the point of it behaving poorly, that this would be a time that it behaved poorly. You know what I'm saying? Kind of tripped me out a little bit. What up, Diamond in the Rough? But check this out, y'all. We're not going to let that hold us down. It is Tuesday, November 6th here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's 48 degrees with a high of 59. And it's still partly kind of cloudy out there. You know what I'm saying? And guess what, man? Today is an election day. How about that? Welcome to the show, y'all. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. What up, Olivia? Today with lemon water, 16 ounces. Listen, we're not doing that. Oh, we can't do that, Olivia. Not 16 ounces. Don't dilute it so much. It should be 8 ounces, and it should be you could do it the way you did it, but 8 ounces. 16 is a bit much. You're probably gonna be in the bathroom doing number one a lot. But let's go ahead and hit the like button. Let's share the live. share the live, share the live. And I can already tell, even already I can tell that because I said something disparaging about TikTok, that they have shadow banned it a little bit. Typically my morning results as far as TikTok goes, starts off a little bit differently than what it is right now. Again, I'm not going to worry about that. This is why, if anything, I want you guys over on YouTube and doing what Sassy did. Sassy joined the YouTube live, and then she immediately hit the thumbs up. She hit the like button or whatnot, and that's kind of the way I want to manage that moving forward. Is that we just we participate on YouTube because man, that those kind of things frustrate me. I just want people, these systems or whatnot to kind of play nice, be fair. You know what I'm saying? But good morning, everybody, or grand rising, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bite to Eat podcast. You know what I'm saying? I like to say it like this. I like to say,
have a bite to eat with me, Dwight Scrap Reynolds. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So, as we are continuing, we've been on this thing. We did a weekend recap yesterday, but we also continue with our series, Getting What You Want. Some of the things that we talked about in Getting What You Want so far. And you'll go back and one of the cool things, like I said, is you can go back and watch the videos to catch a full understanding of how to get what you want. But you can do that now, not now while I'm live, but you can go and get on YouTube later on and rewatch some of the videos so that you can catch up. I sometimes touch on those things a little bit just to kind of bring everybody up to speed. But for the most part, man, just go to YouTube, watch those videos. That's a way of supporting as well. But watch the videos on how to get what you want. It's necessary if you actually want to get what you want. That's why today's speaking point is so important. Some of you on your journey to get what you want are stuck like Chuck in a rut. You know what I mean? You come to a plateau point, you know what I mean? And most people who work out can understand this point, is that there's certain things that happen after you made the charge, you started going after what you want, and then there are situations that happen on that journey that cause you to kind of plateau. You get to a place where you feel like you're not seeing any progress, that you're not seeing any results. And hilariously enough, that was a conversation that a lot of people was having when they were talking about apple cider vinegar. And when they were having their drink, what they would say is, this hasn't happened yet, this hasn't happened yet, this hasn't happened yet. But your consistency means that you are doing something different and that some things are happening. Zell Mayer says, believe in God. Yes, have faith that there's something greater than you that should be a source of where you get your inspiration from. But I'm a self-motivated person. And I know that's not everybody's case, but I'm such a self-motivated person that I just feel like for what I want, I'm the only one who's going to get it done. Very seldom are you going to find a group of people who are going to help motivate you in such a way that you start knocking down walls and breaking through, having these crazy breakthroughs. Trainers in the gym, I think those guys are cool, right? I think they're cool. What up, Jalissa? I think they're cool in the respect of showing you what you should be doing so that you can point yourself in the right direction. That's kind of what I feel like when we have our conversations. Is it's not to change. It's not to, I don't know. It's to point you in the right direction so that you can journey easier versus making some mistakes. You know what I mean? Sonny says, I don't do well with others to reach my goals. I am my own motivator. And for anyone who doesn't know like how self-motivation works, what up, Spooky? What up, Jalissa? Yeah, it's you get to a place and point when you want to make a change in your life. You get to a place and point where you say, I just got to do something different. I got to do something where I just got to do something where I want the results. You know what I'm saying? And go from there. What up, Tashi? You get where you are fed up even And you should use all things towards the greater good of whatever your goal is, whether it's anger, whether it's, feeling like, like people are against you. Any of those things, those are all fuel bricks, if you ask me, fuel logs. You should be using all of those things to really, really accelerate whatever it is that you have going on. When people doubt you, when people are talking about you saying you can't do this or not, or they're discouraging you, you should be using that as fuel for your goal to get out of that rut, to not be stuck like Chuck in a rut. You know what I mean? You don't want to be a procrastination station. So sometimes you need people to, motivate you, push you in the right direction. But after you start getting pushed, you should be gone. Like as a kid, one of my motivations was somebody telling me what to do. And here's the thing, you got to do it, right? That's one of the realest things I can tell you is, you have to do it. And still, we choose to put it off till tomorrow or till later, or we just procrastinate on it. And you don't want to be one of those people who spend a lifetime achieving their goal. Like we talked about, we talked about failing fast. Well, you can't fail fast if you're procrastinating. Tashi said, "You're such a Midwester. Some things you say only Midwest folks say." True indeed. You have to get out of your comfort zone. What up, Nikki? You want to get out of your comfort zone to get what you want. It's not going to be comfortable. And so I know that when people are pushed to do something, they are not excited about being pushed to do it, especially if it's not on their own time. If they are chilling, if they enjoying their moment or whatnot, they don't want anybody telling them what to do. But you have to be humble, set your pride aside, and the reason being is because most times when people are trying to direct you or give you some advice on how to get what you want, it's a perspective that you should listen to, weigh it against everything else that you've been dealing with and thinking about, and go and move, right? Even if they're wrong, you shouldn't be motivated to move, because people see a train sitting still and assume that there's nothing happening. You know what I mean? And usually those trains, there isn't. But when it comes to so like when I was saying with those people who are, get stuck in a rut and they feel like they don't see anything happening. You remember there was some conversation where people were talking about apple cider vinegar, right? We were having people join the live and say it's not working for me, it's not doing this and not doing that. I saw people posted on different posts that I put up about apple cider vinegar not working, and all I started off with was, hey, were you being consistent? Because that's the first question you have to ask when somebody says something not working. If somebody goes to the gym and say, hey man, I've been to the gym all week and I haven't seen any results, I have to say, have you gone every day of the week, and are you doing what was prescribed for you to do in order to get those results? Because some people will tell you in a heartbeat that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and then when you dive in, and you guys seen this on our lives, you seen me dive in with people. I don't let people escape saying that one thing or another. I'd be like, yo, so what exactly are you doing? They'd be like, I'd be like, are you using the recipe that we put up? And they're like, nah, I did tablespoons. I said, well, maybe that's the reason why you're not getting the results that you want. And you're right, Nikki, consistency. One of the words that should be plastered on my wall or somewhere behind me is consistency. Consistency and sacrifice go hand in hand. Why? Because people don't want to sacrifice anything, and you have to take and go after what you want. You know what I'm saying? You can't act like the wind is like you can't be a ship out to sea and feel like there's no breeze going to come and there's going to be nothing to help you get to the next point, because it's always there. So when people are talking about, the apple cider vinegar is not working, all I look at is like, yo, you can't see the benefits of it sometimes immediately, and that's cool, but watch the process work. Because it works, there's no way you should have this feeling like it's not going to work for you. Because remember, what you tell yourself, what you tell your body, what you tell your cells, they're all listening. So you don't want to get in a position where you're like, yo, it's not going to do what I needed to do. What up, Priscilla? I see you. You got to make sure that your consistency has time to give you the results you want. So when you drink your apple cider vinegar, I know everybody who's done it and has been consistent and done it the right way, nothing but results. Different results for different people because, we all are genetically made differently, and we all kind of participate in these activities that we want to have done. We all do them kind of differently. So, the real key is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough that you're going to make those sacrifices, that you're going to be consistent? Listen, it's not easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be doing it if it was easy. So keep that in mind, that you are, you're a little gangster when you go off and do it by yourself. Pearl said, that's why I didn't tell anybody I was doing it till someone else noticed. I told you, see, and that's one of the most beautiful things is when you're on your mission, and you're, especially your health mission, when you're on your health and wellness mission and somebody says to you, yo, what are you doing? Yo, you look different. Yo, what's going on, man? You been in the gym? Like, for guys, that's the thing. For guys, when we hit the gym, that's one of the dopest feelings. We don't say nothing. We just be like, yeah, man, I be going. What up, DJ Dub? We be like, yeah, I'm in the gym. I'm getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we humble. We be real humble. We don't be like all like, yeah, you know me, man. I'm in the, you know what I'm saying? We be like, yeah, I'm in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And it does feel good, doesn't Pearl? When somebody recognizes that your work is paying off, when somebody else acknowledges it, especially without knowing your journey. So when people just say, new people are going to be the ones who say to you, hey, man, you look great. Or you a whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? Your frequency is lit. You know what I'm saying? When they say things like that, that's even doper too, because it just is confirmation that you're doing, you're going down the right road. I love when strangers give compliments. They have no idea about the journey or anything, so it's based on what's in front of them, which is really cool. And it should continue to be a motivational push for you. Remember, we want to use everything. Like, I want to encourage y'all to use everything. What up, Nikki? Everything is fuel. That's how you got to think of it. You got to be like MacGyver when it comes to the things that are happening in your life, when it comes to chasing your reality. When it comes to getting what you want, everything is fuel for the journey. Now, the longer you take, the longer it takes. I'm going to say that again. The longer you take, the longer it takes. Several people who have been putting off goals and putting off things that need to be done over and over and over again. And that day just starts getting further and further away. And sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and just say, you know what, whatever. I got to do what needs to be done, because nothing changes until you do. And procrastination is just it's such a double-edged thing. Like, when you procrastinate, you feel as though that you're in a great space or whatever the case may be, and that you're good. But the reality is you're not good, because the common, I don't want to call it an enemy, but the common challenge that we all have is we're all on the ticker. You know what I'm saying? The time doesn't wait. I thought about this morning, right? I don't know if y'all know, I am typically not a morning person. Not this early. Like, I am not a morning person. I don't know any of y'all. I don't even know how y'all do it. I used to do these videos called, they used to be called Waking Up Earlies. And you might be able to find a few on my page, on my Instagram page. They're called Waking Up Earlies. And I used to wake up, because I know some of y'all get up when the cocks crow. I know some of y'all get up so early it don't make no sense. All y'all 4:30, 5:30 in the morning people. I don't know what y'all, listen, the only time I ever get up that early is if I got a 6 or 7 o'clock flight. And you know what? I don't even go to sleep at those times. When it's that early, I don't even go to sleep. I just stay up and I catch my flight, and then, I sleep on the flight. I'm that guy. When you go on the plane and before it take off, I'm passed out. Most times we do work. Yeah, most times I work through the night. And when Teray is doing her 5 a.m. workout, I am still working in the studio, you know what I'm saying? And then I try to go to sleep, and then my schedule is a third shift kind of schedule. That's what's up. Bird Nest said 4 months in and I'm loving it. It is basically an addiction at this point. I must have every day. That's what's up. And that's how it should be. But I wouldn't use the word addiction because it has a negative connotation. I would just say it's what you do. You know what I'm saying? It's your regimen at this point. You know, it's what you do, and it balances you out, and it keeps you going, and it keeps you regular. And those are the things that we need to have the breakthrough, is that consistency. Uh, the 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 more you do it, and it is a time game. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the situations that we got into or are getting to are related to not how fast you are actually doing the exercise, but how long you did it. Do you have to go back to sleep if you don't have business to handle? Tashi, man, yes and no. I'm one of those people that once I'm up, I'm kind of up. You know what I mean? I may lay down or try to, I may find a stolen moment somewhere in the day, but I just go, I just go hard in the paint, you know? Um, and on days when I really need like ridiculous sleep, I'll get it. You know what I mean? I'll get it. But for the most part, man, it's go, 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 go. Because, what up, Pierre? My guy. Good to see you. Pierre Mador is a buddy of mine who is just joined the YouTube live, and I know he knows what I'm talking about because he's been producing for some years as well. And we have to kind of, who was one of the dope people who I think did it right when it comes to a schedule is Pharrell. I don't know if y'all know this, but Pharrell works music like a 9 to 5. Like he only does music from 9 to 5. After 5 o'clock, he shuts it off. Now, mind you, you'll see him in the studio later and whatnot, but it's not to create. And that's one of those things that, as a producer, we kind of want a rhythm and we want to have a vibe and we want to be consistent. And that's probably one of the things that's challenged me in the recent past is creating a schedule where I feel confident and consistent that I can do what I want to do musically and be excited about it. Like that's, and that goes to you and your goal and how you're pursuing it. You got to position yourself to have a rhythm. Crazy enough, we all move, we all kick it to a rhythm. Like we all got a rhythm that we all, we're on a clock. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for anybody else, but I know I'm on a clock when it comes to everything. Like I just got a rhythm about when I, how I move, and sometimes when that rhythm is off, when that rhythm is disturbed, that's the thing that kind of puts me in slow motion a little bit. Tasha, hit me up on DM and I'll give you an address to send it to. But those are the things that put me in slow motion, is when that rhythm is broken. Same thing. Like that's why I said when I'm up because if that rhythm is broken and I lay back down, I am out. Like it's starting all over again. And so I don't want to do that because like I said, if time is the equalizer, then I must stay balanced with time and effort because they go and they play well together. Letitia, what's up? She in a meeting, said she'll get to us. It's important that we recognize that. I love that. I'm going to say, Torres, I'm going to say it's coming in 2024 only because I didn't prepare for 2023. And if it does, I agree. I'll knock on wood to that, but I'm not nominated this year for the 2023 Grammys. And I can tell you it's due to procrastination and not putting in the work in regards to chasing that part of my reality. So in the next year, in the next quarter, I have some things that I think will absolutely put that Grammy on the mantle. So it takes a second. It takes focus. And when you're out of focus, you miss some of those things. I could tell you, literally, I probably missed about 8 opportunities, to be in the running for Grammys. And when I say that means I didn't even work towards it. And you get complacent sometimes. You get stuck like Chuck in a rut. And so it's one of those things that, I recognize and I understand and, have decided to put the push through. So I always try to be transparent so you guys understand like some of the things that we talk about, I'm preaching to the choir. You know what I'm saying? Like these are things that I have to work on just as much as anybody else. Spooky say, I love that I'm learning so much about you. Can't wait to see your future growth. That's what's up. And as long as everybody stays tuned, you absolutely see it and be a part of it. And you'll know because, when something exciting happens, I typically will announce it. Similarly to, to Tiff coming on. I wanted to shout everybody out, let everybody know like, yo, this is gonna be dope. Can't wait for y'all to watch the review. And the job is to stay positive, even in the negative. So even in the situation, what I am excited about what happened this past weekend, and then the fact that I can't pull up the replay, is that those that were there have a moment that can't be recreated. Now, those are the moments. What up, Toot? Those are the moments that I get excited about, because honestly, that's the space we all need to be in, right? We all need to be in a space where when we have these moments, that will make that moment special. The fact that RL sang to Tiffany makes that moment special, because that can't happen again for the purpose and reasons that it happened. You know what I mean? It was her birthday. It was a stolen moment. It was unplanned. It was surreal. And as much as I wanted to be angry about not being able to show or play the replay, I'm happy the moment happened. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how we got to look at the things, on the hurdles and the obstacles that'll be in your way when you're going after what you want. And these are the reasons why you can't procrastinate. Because guess what? In that situation happening, I don't want to say I want to say that I learned a lesson. I did absolutely learn a lesson in it. And if there's anything to be said about the future of the podcast, is that the more I fail, the better it'll be. The more I fail now, the better it'll be in the future. You know what I mean? So in that situation happening, now I'm poised to make sure that I record on several devices. Now I've positioned myself to make sure that doesn't happen, but I have a backup to my backup's backup. You know what I mean? And when you're chasing what your reality, and you're trying to get what you want, you kind of want to position those things as you are failing fast. As you are having these obstacles, you got to have these other things that will make the fall not as hard. Should something go off, I have something that will maybe not be as good as my first option, but it's going to be cool to fall back on. Now, I will tell you, I have a two-sided conversation with that because of this. Some of you have backup plans for you. Some of you have B plans for your A plans. Some people have B plans for their A plans. And that's challenging when it goes to chasing in your reality and getting what you want. Those people, and this is just in my experience, those people who only have an A plan tend to go harder than people that have a B plan. And I know they tell, most people have a B plan, but I'll tell you, most entrepreneurs only had an A plan. Most people who have been successful, wildly successful, only have an A plan. When it comes to this music business, the kids that you see that are a success mostly have an A plan. There are very few of those entertainers that have a college degree. There are very few athletes in the entertainment industry. If you're the talent, you only have an A plan. If you are maybe in the administration side of it, you have a B plan to go with your A plan. And usually it's it's undecided as you travel through your to getting your degree. You have this A plan. You don't know what it is yet. You haven't thought it through. Most people who are in the entertainment business knew what their A plan was like as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? Maybe didn't have it all figured out. And this is when you see people, really finding and redefining their talent and what they do, and start that journey to getting what they want. But typically you throw everything else out of the door. You just have tunnel vision because it's such a difficult thing to achieve your goals. And I would tell you, what up, this is Mario, that you need to have tunnel vision when you're trying to capture your dream. Just have tunnel vision. With reckless abandonment, people gonna call you crazy. Listen, when I started my journey to enter into the music business, I think people knew that's what I was gonna do. What up, Callie? I think people knew that's what I was gonna do, right? But I think they knew it more so because everything I did, you could see it on the surface. Like, yo, you could see it and feel it in my heart that this is what I was going after. If I wasn't somewhere playing a sport, I was doing nothing but music. I was learning an instrument. I was playing in the band. I positioned myself to consume what I wanted to become. And I started behaving like a person who had already achieved that. Like my conversation with most people was, they'd be like, yo, you did this, you did that. I said, not yet, but it's coming. It's coming. You know me. I'm going. This is what I'm doing. You know, and I got derailed a little bit. I went to college, and and for those of you who went to college and are still chasing your dream, I want you to understand that the focus it took you, if you graduated, is the focus times 10 you're going to need in order to succeed being an entrepreneur and getting what you want. You're going to have to, hopefully you set up a formula for how you, how you moved around to accomplish your goal. And that's the other part. It's like, man, if something worked for you, find a way for it to relate to the next thing that you're doing. Like if you have a mindset set on achieving your goals, I can tell you Usher has a crazy mindset. Like he has the most crazy mindset, and you want to be around it because he's been groomed by the best that have done it. So a lot of the information that he regurgitates is from people that are well educated, people that are super duper smart, and they fill in the gaps where for his A plan, where they took their A and B plan and did it. There are people that you have to surround yourself that'll help fill in the gaps. Some of you are pursuing your dreams. Some of y'all are going after what you want, and there are gaps in the plan. And the funny part is you really don't realize that until you open yourself up to the conversation with other people about, chasing their goals. That's why they tell you if you hang around 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. Why? Because your mind is set to figure out things. Like the way you work, the way we are designed, we're problem solvers. Whether we open up to that, whether we lean into that is a whole nother thing. Like I know that problem solving is one of the hugest gifts that you can have when pursuing your reality. Failing fast means understanding why you failed and then creating a formula that you don't fail. At least you don't fail that way moving forward. You can fail, but not that way. And say, for instance, if for whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, you have 10 ways to fail. Let's just say you have a minimum of 10 ways to fail. Procrastinating will make it so that those 10 things take you 10 years. But if you go into it and you fail immediately, which most people do, like most people go into something and fail, of course you just fail immediately, and at that point you should be developing your formula. Okay, when I did that, that's what happened. And you got to remember what it was. Like a lot of times you hindsight works in that instance. Like for instance, if you got into I know many of you have done this. I've done this, and I can't be alone. Anybody ever replay a fight? Now, some of y'all may not have ever gotten into a fight, but have you ever replayed an argument or replayed a fight or something? And you was like, I should have said this, or I should have done this, right? That's you developing your formula moving forward. As petty as that is, as crazy as that is, because I've done it, man. I remember when I got into a fight with a dude named Todd LaFleur. He was one of my friends. Like, you know, when you grow up, you only really fight your friends, which is something that you should honestly keep as part of your formula growing up. Too many of us fight strangers. And this is just a side note. I realized that I was only that in growing up, you only fight your friends. And the reason why, and here's the key to that, is that they're the only ones who truly matter. They're the only ones who truly matter. As you grow up, as you become an adult, you should keep that same mantra, because nobody else really matters except for the people you care about. That's just a side note. I gave that one away for free, y'all. That one was free. Tashi said, I have failed and learned to get back at it out of fear. I mean, is that what she said? Yeah, not pause too long out of fear. That's right. Get up on that horse, get back on it, and pop it, get it popping. AKP said, I be wanting to argue and fight again because now I got a better game plan. See what I'm saying? That's exactly it. That's exactly it. You should learn from it. What up, Vanessa? Once you learn from it, you should not, to the other point, you should not be so ready to go out and get buck wild. You should not be ready to fight. Hey, you should find ways to get around that in the first place. So listen, the formula isn't designed to make you a better warrior as much as it is designed to prepare you to prep you and create a formula where you're not having to fight. That's right, Torres. Failure is a cheat sheet for success. I totally agree. But you got to remember it. The challenge that we have as a whole, and I say the community of the nation, the population in the United States, we showed that we had a cheat sheet up until 2020, and we threw it out the window and we didn't pay attention to it. The key is to remember your cheat sheet. The key to it is maintaining knowledge of why that formula is, why this certain aspect is a part of your formula. You know what I mean? That's the part that makes the most difference. It doesn't matter that you've gone through these things if there is no remnant of it that's going to help you change and adjust. What up, Donald? You need it to help you change and adjust. You need it so that you don't fall back into it. The whole history as a teacher thing is true, but it should teach you how to build your formula. Tashi said, I was a fighter every time I seen you until I thought I won in my fight days. True story. But even then, that I realized a lot of people was like that. It's on sight. Every time I see you, it's on. You know what I mean? I know several people who had that mentality. For me, it was, I ain't got to fight you every time. If we did it once, we are, and you, especially if you won, if you did it once, I'll take the loss. I'll take the L, but I learned that I will not lose again to you that way. So if you feel froggy and you want to keep at it, I'm going to beat the brakes off you the next time because I know what I did wrong. I played it over in my head. I shouldn't have grabbed you and tried to slam you. I should have just kept my distance, kept popping you in the face, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even thinking of what you should do better, I be thinking of, how did I even get in this position and was it worth it? And usually the answer is no. So my formula became avoid the fight. Plus, I was always saying, I don't mind, and this is going to sound crazy, I just didn't want to get hit in the face. That's why I always hit people first. Even when I didn't start it, I would hit people first. I didn't want to be hitting. I didn't want my face jacked up. That was always a thing of mine. I ain't finna get hit in the face. I'm gonna hit somebody else first. And then maybe if I do it right, usually, and I have heavy hands. So for me, if I hit you in the face, typically the fight was over. If I land the first blow and it's flush, it's a wrap. Game over. Boop. Ain't got to worry about you no more. And I think that was a thing is because I was short too growing up. So people really underestimated me. And I had to do a lot of fighting because I had red hair, green eyes, orangish brown skin. You know what I'm saying? I was in the band, even though I was an athlete and everything, people underestimated me. So, no, none of us were, Tashi. She said, no, back then I wasn't that self-aware. But all these things are to help you develop a formula. And that formula should catapult you into the next level of what you want to do. And I love what you said about failing fast and then getting back up on the horse to get at it again. You know what I'm saying? That is paramount. Yep. See, that's what it is right there. See, it's paramount that you get the information and run. What up, Sinitra? That's the key. A lot of people get the information and they sit on it. They like, okay, cool. But once you have the information, it's time for you to go and change the situation. It's time for you to excel in it. Once you have the information, once you have developed somewhat of your formula, it's time to try it. Because you never know how close you are to your breakthrough. And the other part is when you're doing these things, if y'all know this, I'm pretty sure most of you know this. Scientists share information. What up, Messiah? Scientists share information because they all have a common goal, and it's to get to the solution. It's to get to a formula that works. So you have to collaborate in most instances to get to where you're trying to go. Now, I will do this, right? Even though I train by myself. What up, Chuck? I am not afraid nor ashamed to ask somebody who has the results that I want. What up, Tracy? I'm not afraid to ask them, yo, what you do to get, what you doing for your back, bro? Like your back is, and I'll comment, man, your back is crazy, bro. What did you do? Like, what are you doing? How did you get that one muscle? You know what I'm saying? What exercises will get you that? Because in chasing your reality, The devil is in the details. If you could figure out, what up, Amelia? If you could figure out what the small tweaks are along the way to the big tweaks, like for instance, you go to the gym, ladies, you go to the gym, and you know you got to do squats to get the definition you want in your glutes, in your behind. You know what I'm saying? You know you got to do certain exercises for that. But then when you see that one chick that her stuff is just like pow pow pow, like it's just all the way right, y'all should approach her and be like, hey, what exercises do you do for your legs and your butt? Like, what are you doing? Because I'm in the gym every day too, but I ain't getting those kind of results. And most people are willing to give you the formula. And you got to remember, success most times is a collaboration. Girl, it ain't Thursday. Amelia said, happy Thursday. Amelia, it's Tuesday. And I just gave you back 2 days. So what you going to do with those 2 days? I just gave Amelia 2 days because she's talking about Thursday. Donald said, I'm never afraid to ask someone for help, especially in the music industry. Being collaborative is what builds the foundation of the art. True story. And I can tell you that because Donald booked a consultation with me and we chopped it up. And we moved some things from out of the way so he could get there. You know what I'm saying? I would if not surgery. No, stop that, girl. No surgery for physical stuff. You know what I'm saying? Listen, there's nothing positive about surgery when it comes to Lindsay, when it comes to your physical health. There you go. Happy Tuesday, Amelia. Your determination to design your body, it comes with the work. We all know people, and some people have had gastric bypass surgery and a couple other different surgeries for their physicality. Hairstylist, it is procrastination. We're talking about how to not be stuck in a rut. But we know people who have all had this surgery who have not managed well after it. If you want to go public, the guy from Good Morning America, Al Roker, he's having a hard time with it. I know several people who have had this surgery and they don't look like they've had the surgery because here's the thing, and this goes across the board to everything that we talked about and getting what you want. The process matters. It matters that you fail fast. It matters that you go through these things because those lessons are going to be the ones that sustain you in places and times where others would fall because they didn't go through it. That was one of the things I was most excited about for my journey, is that I know I've been through a lot. And in that, I have a memory of how to manage those things. Y'all ever been around somebody so bougie that they ain't gone through nothing, and when when bills come, they go crazy, like, oh my God, these bills. Well, when you had your lights cut off before, when you had your water shut off, and when you had to steal cable and you had to do all these different kind of things, you don't fret about it because you've experienced it and you remember what that experience was, and so you learn to manage differently. For people who talk about the way that I drive, like I drive, I'm a really aggressive driver, and I've always learned and knew how to drive really, really well. And in those instances, people who ride with me, they get nervous or afraid, and it's like, yo, I'm experienced at this. I've been through this. I know what I'm doing, and you have to trust me. Those experiences that you go through, what up, Lady Kiki? Those experiences that you go through are the ones that are going to carry you past the point of once you get to the success. Remember yesterday we talked about, people getting what they want, and then only going from there. Getting what you want also has the next level attached to it. Meaning, if your goal was to get $1 million, if you were working and you finally got that $1 million, what's next? What's next for you? You should already have what's next planned after you get that $1 million, and it should be ways and things to help you sustain it, or maintain, or grow that $1 million. But a lot of people will say it. You can hear people talk about it now. They'd be like, man, I just wish I had $1 million. I'd be like, really? Your wish limits you to $1 million. Your wish in the form of how you said it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. When people say, I wish I had $1 million, well, guess what? You just put a cap on your success. You just put a limit on your success. You say, I wish I had $1 million. If God gave you what you asked for, and this is why we're in these situations. This is why this open dialogue matters when it comes to getting what you want. Y'all remember what I said? Speak life into what you want, but you got to know what you want in detail, because a lot of you ask for just what you want and don't have the foresight to see what comes after that or what should be attached to it. I'm not going to say ever, I wish I had $1 million. I want to say, I wish I had more than $1 million. And that gives me a ceiling that's through the roof. I can now be a billionaire. I can be a trillionaire. I can be whatever, because I didn't put a cap on it. Some of y'all are saying, I just want a good man. Well, you'll get a good man, and that's it. He'll just be good. He won't have all these other qualities that it takes to maintain a relationship. But you say, man, he's a good man. I just want a man who could be a good father. Okay, he's a good father, but he's not a good lover. Now what? You're going to get what you ask for, but you got to ask in detail, and you will have to have gone through some things. I'm just saying, Sonny, people don't know what to ask for. I told y'all my story. I can't get into it no more. I'm not going to talk about the big booty chick I asked for who had all this other stuff that coming along with it that wasn't included in my plan. When I looked at the make and model of the car that I wanted. And I like that. Mama G said, I asked for guidance when asking for specific things. Or you put in there, you say, hey, I really want this or whatnot, but if there is something unforeseen that should not be a part of what I'm asking for, please remove it. Or please add whatever I'm leaving out. You could say that. You can make sure that the way that you ask is pronounced and right and is successful. But what that requires is trust, and it requires you allowing. Be detailed in your ask, but there's no the fact, Taushi, that we are simple-minded people in the grand scheme of things. We can never know exactly or how much or what to ask for. We don't know the ingredients for the success that should be in our lives. So we have to leave room. Let your pride, move your pride out of the way. You're absolutely right, Mama G. Let your pride not guide you, but remove it, be humbled, and go from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what you do. You ask for things. And in that general ask, it still should be some detailed ask. It should be, the detailed ask, and then cover yourself by saying, hey, I know I don't know everything. And for those things that I do not see, what is not foreseen in my ask, please cover me with the best, the greatest, the most positive, the most needed things. And listen, now also y'all have to be mindful. And this is similar to a reason why it gets interesting, because you and I don't know what we don't know when it comes to what we're asking for. We don't have that kind of wherewithal to know that. What you do have to do, though, is the same as if you were going to a therapist. I hate going to therapists, and I hate the conversation around going to therapists, and this is why. And I'm not saying I hate it for myself. I'm saying for you, people that are going as couples and going with somebody else, it irritates me, because you see these examples in these times of people go to a therapist, the therapist gives them the information, and what happens? They don't do it. Same thing when you ask for something, when you're asking for what you want, and you get an answer that doesn't align itself with what you've made up in your mind should be the right answer. You could ask for the perfect person. You say, please just send me the right person, da, da, da. And if it isn't ideally how you think it should look, unfortunately, you turn away from it and you go another route, and then you wonder why everything else fails after. It's because you couldn't even identify that you got what you want. You not only in your chasing of your dream, you have to know what you want and what it looks like, and you got to be open enough to feel it. Your intuition, you're being so knowledgeable about yourself and what you're asking for. You should know that. Timing plays a big role in it too, Mama G. Absolutely. Sometimes at first we don't see alignment, or the ask was really what we needed. We don't, and that's why you listen. You have to make sure that you remember that you asked for something, and if you're unsure, then have that conversation again. is this what I asked for? Please give me some revelation. Is this what I asked for? Because I don't see it right now. And I know that I don't have the kind of foresight to always see these things. And that's why I'm asking. Is this it? Is this what I asked for? And sometimes, you know, you got friends that are close and whatnot, and you can ask them, girl, I said, man, is this, you know, I asked for this, man, but this, I don't know if this is it, you know? And sometimes, again, it goes back to pride and letting go. Getting what you want sometimes requires you to let it go. What up, Hattie Mae? It requires you to let go of other things. Remember I said this to y'all? I said getting what you want requires you to let go. You can't have two balled up fists looking to receive. This is not a posture of receiving. Look at me. This ain't it. You can't get nothing this way. So you got to let some things go and open your hands up and put yourself in a position where you can receive now. Give me what's for me. You know what I mean? That's what's up. Tashi said, I journal frequently. And this year I looked back and noticed 7 of the 10 things I asked for have been fulfilled. And that's kind of how it works. And she said, and not in the way that she asked. Now that's powerful. It's powerful when you can, when you put yourself out there and you can actually recognize that your ask has been fulfilled. And the way that it was filled was not directly the way that you asked for it. Now, if that isn't humbling, I don't know what is. And we've all been in that position. Listen, I have it written right here. Speak life into it. Asking for things. You get what you want. You absolutely get what you want. But you also get that extra stuff. I told y'all to get that extra stuff. What you're trying to do is avoid the extra stuff that does not benefit you in your ask, or you and what you're trying to, you know, what your goal is and what you getting what you want. Ladies, I spoke on it, man. I told y'all can get whatever y'all want. When it comes to relationship, ladies, y'all can have whatever you want. Listen, ladies, let me say it again. I want to make sure this permeates y'all brain and y'all just let it sit somewhere near the front. If you're in a relationship, even if you're in a relationship, you can get whatever you want. Ladies, you can get whatever you like. You absolutely can. You just got to remember the formula that got you what you wanted in the first place and be humble enough to revisit it at all costs in those times where you really want what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want what you want, remember what got you what you got. If you really want what you really want, remember what got you what you got. I'm gonna repeat that one more time because I think that's a takeaway you all should have is, if you really want to get what you want on a regular basis, remember what you did to get what you got. That's the base formula. Now you may have to tweak it a little bit. Mama G said, depends on the man you're with. I was married to a narcissist and it was terrible. Being that we're not qualified to be psychologists, I can tell you, even from the narcissist, you can get what you want. You just have to position yourself in a place, and it's a lot of work. I'll tell you, for anybody who has a challenging personality, you have to really humble yourself. And then, like in your situation where you said, Mama G, my new man is wonderful and I finally feel truly loved and know how to live correctly. You know what? I'm going to give you some love for that because that's beautiful. What up, Red Baby? Go ahead. Say that loud. She said, my new man is wonderful and I'm finally getting the true love I wanted. That's dope. You gotta love that, man. I love happy people being happy. Listen, it's a long life, mama. And sometimes we position ourselves in places and we gotta see it through. You appreciate him so much more because of what you went through. That's kind of what success looks like. Success is this. Success is trying something, failing at it, and going through the fire or whatnot. And hopefully, you know, you don't have to go to a fire for long or whatnot. But when you do, on the other side of it, you're so appreciative because you know, that's why when blessings happen to certain people, you realize, you know, based off of their response and reaction, that they went through something and they carry something with them that is so powerful, and you want to see them successful. You want to see them happy. You want to see them, in that light, because the pain points that they went through. Y'all know that. Y'all got a girlfriend out there who went through some things, and y'all are like so excited because she came out on the other side of it a little bit cleaner now. Y'all got somebody in y'all life that y'all know, y'all watch them go through the journey. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Mama G said, I prayed for this man, his qualities, beliefs, and attributes, and he's fine too. So I am blessed. That's what's up. Ladies, if I was y'all, I'd be asking Mama G, what's her formula? I'd be asking Mama G, hey, Mama G, what was that prayer again? Like, how did you say it? Because I got some things I want to ask for. If y'all don't, if you listen, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all can benefit from conversing with one another about the triumphs that you've had in life, and the fact that we're here and we're a community. I wouldn't be afraid. I'd be like, yo, tell me this story. Tell me more. What up, Nikki? You want to know more from people who have had success. Please always ask. You know what I mean? I know that's why people set up consultations and talk to me, is because of the certain level of successes that I've had, and being able to point people in different directions and whatnot, and Hattie Mae said the same thing. I feel I went to the same boat, went through hell to get what I want now with who I'm with. Yeah. And that's unfortunate, right? Now I will say to y'all, sometimes, like, if y'all, and in order for y'all to appreciate the position that y'all in, you would have had to examine what your contribution was to those failed relationships, as much as what the oppositions, whoever the person was on the opposite side, what their contribution was. Because you can't move on to something without recognizing what your input was into the failed part of your mission, whatever that was, whatever you were going after, whatever you were a part of. Your contribution has to be recognized. Sassy said, God knew who to bless me with even when I didn't. That's right. But that also comes from you being vulnerable enough and open enough to accept those new things that are coming into your life, and not living by the things that have challenged and scarred you. Meaning you understood the formula. You understood, like, I had to try it with this kind of oil. I had to try it with this kind of sugar, or whatever the case may be. Whatever it was you were going after, you had to try it a certain way. And you had to be in that and be convicted by that in order to get to the place that you're at now. You had to live in it, be in it, and then expel it from your life in order to get where you are, where you can see the success of what you're going through right now. Yep, there she goes, right there. That's exactly it. I had to love myself correctly before I could give and receive love correctly from somebody else. But the process that it took you to get there, for me, I wish it was different. You know what I mean? I wish the process wasn't the way the process is set up. For a lot of people. I'm not saying for everyone. I know some people don't have to go through that process, but those that did go through the process, you appreciate what you have a lot. I believe you appreciate it more than people who haven't gone through those challenges before. And that's why I tell people, listen, there was some young lady a few weeks back who was like, yo, I'm not dating no more. I'm da-da-da. And I'm like, you can't sit on the bench and expect to learn how to play the game and how to be a participant on the floor and learn how to be a great teammate and learn how to win championships. You don't win championships by taking yourself out of the game. So you have to put yourself in the game in order to understand how to elevate to that next level and what your contribution can be and should be. You should be strengthening those things. And to Mama G's point, loving yourself and figuring out what your love for the game is so that you could just attract that. I'm excited for you guys for finding the love that you want. It's not easy for a lot of America. It's not easy, and it's dope that you found it. Tashi said, true. I say whatever the issue, good or bad in a relationship, always takes two. Yep. It was hard, long road, but I took the curves and backups and navigated till I found the right road. That's what's up. And it is a journey, you know what I'm saying? And I know as much as those things were pain points, you can relish in the place that you're at now at a different level because you went through it. If you didn't, you cannot appreciate the sun if it were not for the rain. You cannot appreciate the sunshine if it were not for the rain. And that's the important part as you move forward to carry with you. You don't have to own those situations. You just have to recognize that once in my life it rained. And that's why I love the sunshine so much. I realized how much I didn't like the rain. Now, I understand that it's not going to always be sunny days, but guess what? Because I weathered the storm, I know I can manage and handle any kind of weather that comes upon me in this situation, and I know how to grab the umbrella quicker. I know how to just stay inside instead of going out in the rain. I know how to how to do things when the storm comes that will make me appreciate it, even in the instance of being a part of it. And those are the things that you learn by going through the journey. And that's why it's important. That's why the journey is more important than the destination. I hope y'all hear me and understand that. On chasing your reality, on getting what you want, the journey plays such a huge role in how it looks once you get it. Red Baby said, yep, you got to love yourself first. After 5 years by myself, I'm now married to the love of my life for 15 years. People think that they can just jump into these relationships and they going to work. I tell you, man, you got to go through enough failed relationships. You got to go through enough failed instances. And some of them you got to stay in it to weather the storm, to chisel you down so it can erode away what really needs to make, those things that are going to get you in the shape that you need to be for who you're going to actually really appreciate, and that person that's going to appreciate you. Again, most people don't want to sacrifice, though. Most people run, when you get in it, and I know it's hard. It's hard because you get it from every angle. You get friends and family saying, girl, what are you doing, da, 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 da. And people judge you based off of that, not understanding that your heart may be hardened for the lesson that you got to go through. You know what I mean? Mama G says, thank you for doing what you do. We ladies needed this today. You be blessed until next time. All right, Mama G, hit the like button a couple times before you get out of here. Share the room a couple times. If you want a gift or Cash App, do that now. And if you have not, Mama G, subscribe on my YouTube channel, because that's a way that you can truly show your thanks without spending any money or doing anything like that. But yeah, so it's important that that we manage those things and we accept those things, but we don't live by those things. They should be a part of it, but not the be all be all. What up, Evo? So that's what's going to, get you to the formula that's going to get you to the success that you want. You got to fail fast. You got to ask for what you want. You got to speak life into it. But procrastination is not going to benefit you well. Although there are times where you need to sit back and roll slow. That doesn't mean stop. That doesn't mean procrastinate, but roll slow enough to evaluate things. You have to be able to see the whole floor so you can come up with a plan on how to score. You got to be able to see things. You got to say, okay, this is what's happening, or this is what they're doing. Okay, so let's adjust. Let's make this adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Mama G, I see you. Mama G just subscribed. Let's give her a round of applause. Oh. Yeah. I see you, Mama G. Hey. I love when people say what they mean and mean what they say. They do what they, and handle their business. I appreciate that. Your formula is what's going to take you to become a success. People are talking junk about Deion Sanders right now, but he had a formula for success, and we can all learn from it versus admonish him. And that's the part that's challenged me the most about the whole conversation about it. Here's somebody who didn't have to do what they did, took less pay, went to a less prestigious place than he could have went to from the beginning, and he went and made magic happen. He went and had success in a place where it was fleeting. He went to a place that needed a boost, and he gave it that. And there's a formula for success created by him that I hope would be duplicated by others who were in his position prior to him taking it. That's my only challenge. People are admonishing him for his decisions versus saying, let's reduplicate it over and over and over again. Not just at Jackson State. Let's do it at Howard. Let's do it at Spelman. Let's do it. I mean, not Spelman. For their athletic program too. Let's do it at Morehouse. Let's do it at these different other HBCUs and make it a thing. Versus admonishing him, they should be taking this formula. And that's why I say to you all, y'all think I was joking. Y'all better be asking Mama G and Hattie Mae and those others that are in the live right now who have success in their relationships. These are the times where you build that community and you say, what did y'all do what did y'all do? What was one of the struggle points for you? And how did you deal with, like somebody spoke about the narcissist and all that. How did you deal with that? And what made you what made you prolong that red flag in your life? Like, y'all, listen, these places it's called social media. You know what I mean? It's called social media. So you should be social with one another. I am just a meeting place for you all to communicate with one another. That's what's up. Tanya said, I'm on day 2 of your drink mixture and I'm feeling less bloated. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I say, with your bad self. Go ahead, Tanya. That's dope. I love hearing awesome results. And that's what it is. For those of you who haven't, it's 10 o'clock. I'm going to drink mine now so that I can be on a better schedule. So bear with me 1 second, y'all. While I do this, hit the like button like crazy. Make sure y'all share the live. If you're going to gift, if you're going to buy roses or do any of that kind of stuff, you can do that now. The Cash App is in the bio if y'all want to do that now. You can subscribe, super chat, super like, all that kind of stuff. Badges. Okay. Tashi said, that's my sister. Hattie made my sister. And she need the recipe. There you go, Hattie Mae. That's the recipe. Woo. That hit the bottom right there, boy. Hattie Mae is 8 ounces of water, 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 freshly squeezed lemon, which should be about 4 ounces, maybe 5 ounces of lemon juice, and raw local honey for the taste. It'll help sweeten it a little bit. It'll make it taste like a lemonade. But if you don't like honey or need the honey, then you could do it. It'll be really sour, but the effects are pretty much the same. Although the honey has benefits if you have allergies, and it helps. Its immunity boosting properties are dope too. You got it? All right, cool. Way to throw the alley-oop, Tashi. Now sis is in effect. Sis is in full effect. She's good to go. Let me remind you all where you guys are at.
Have a bite to eat with me, Dwight Scrap Reynolds. Let's go.
Yeah. Welcome to the Bite to Eat broadcast. It is 10:09 here in Atlanta, Georgia, on the East Coast. Tuesday, December 6th. They are voting out here. Same man for 15 years. Found out last week that I've been the side chick since diagnosed with nerve disease. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, Nikki. That's what's up. Pearl drinking hers now. Yep, Letitia, check out the previous hour. That's what's up. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Nikki. But understand that for whatever reason that you had to go through that. And when I think about something like that, right? When I hear that 15 plus years, I would love to believe that there was a lot of magic in those years, that there was a lot of joy and fun in those years. So I don't want you to throw the whole thing away. Take what you need from it and let the rest go. What else, Kay? Take what you need from it, take the positive things from it, and let the negative go. Because there had to be aspects of it that made you stay that long, that you enjoyed. Now I know people have different opinions about that. When in situations like that, when they find out some new information, they like to throw the whole relationship away. And I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people who says, in order for you to be in a relationship that long, there were things that you did enjoy about it, even though you didn't know this other thing was going on. Excuse me. Now it's tough finding out that information, because if you stay that long, also that means you cared about that person, that your heart is attached to it in a lot of places, and to me that's the more difficult part. What up, Chris? That's the more difficult part. Chris, join us over on TikTok or on my YouTube channel. I'll put the YouTube at the bottom right there. That's probably the most difficult part is having a revelation that's not positive when you find out, and that's part of the conversation when you sit down and you talk to somebody, and you should sit down and speak with somebody, and if there are some pain points that you're dealing with, open up to them and talk to them. And I would hope that they would also explain to you that you shouldn't own 100% of those pain points, because your experience in its wholeness was not negative. You don't stay with someone for 15 plus years and it's trash the whole way. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to need somebody to help you focus on the positive things that happen from it. What up, Heavenly Cutter? The positive things that happen from it, so that you can rebuild that. You know what I mean? The parts that are going to be the most challenging for you will be the trusting part. But here's again, I have a different logic with some of these things, because you'll never ever truly know what's going on with people. All you can hope for is that you're having the time of your life in the time that they spend with you. It doesn't make it a lie, because it's the truth to you. Every time that y'all spent together that you enjoyed was the truth for you. Now, he may have been living a lie, but his lie contributed to an amazing truth for you. Now, if you can accept that, if you can understand that it's not all bad, then the healing process can happen with a different perspective. And I think that you can heal quicker, because the wound wouldn't be as open as it normally is. When people feel like I just don't understand, how people, when they're with someone for that amount of time, you say that the whole thing was bad. There had to be something that you enjoyed in it. And you would have to start the rebuilding process from the contributions you made that you enjoyed. Now some of it you may say, yo, had I known this, I would have done something different. But it wasn't, clearly the lesson wasn't in you knowing. The lesson is in what happens now. You know what I'm saying? What do you do from here? You're a stronger individual at this point than you probably were at some other point in the relationship. So with that, that's where you have to, that's where you pick it up. That's where I know you may, again, being surprised, being put in a position where someone is running game or has done something that is adverse to what you would want, or what, or how you would want things to go. That's always hurtful and painful. But that's not the space that you can afford to live in, because the time, you don't want to give them any more of your time dedicated, especially in a negative space. You don't want to, and that's always been my thing is like, I don't want to lend any more. I don't want to give you any more of my tears at the point of one of those revelations. I don't want to do that. How much more are you going to give a person after they do you wrong, or after the effect? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. You cut off, right? At least that's how it should be. And I know it's easier said than done. And this is why I say, it's absolutely imperative that you talk to somebody, you pour your heart out to them, and you help them, you let them understand what your pain point is, so that they can help you understand that it's never as bad as you think it is. Usually we think it's the end of the world. But for somebody like me, I have to keep it real and keep it unbiased and say, well, look at the fact that you, what up, Rodrigo? Keep it real and help you understand, like, yo, it wasn't all bad. So why hold and hang our heads on the negative part when you have a choice in the matter? You have a choice to celebrate the great things that happen, and that what the person you are at this point. Even these are the times where they tell you, when somebody has something bad for you in mind and you're able to turn it around to something positive, that should be your mantra in the whole. There are going to be things that happen to you negatively. And if you allow those negative things that happen to you in your life to dictate how you move forward negatively, then you miss the lesson. The lesson is only there to curve how you move forward so that you can live from that positive space and get the results that you want in the future. Now, my only, it's two-edged, right? That amount of time, I can't tell you what the lessons were you're supposed to learn, but I pray that you learned them. I hope that you got the gist of whatever those things were, so that as you move into the next chapter, what up, Clicko? The next chapter of your life, that you are moving with that kind of discernment. You know what I mean? Like, all these things happen so we could be wiser and better and move forward from a stronger perspective and point of view. But it requires you. Life is funny. Life requires you to be a part of the journey and to learn from the journey, positive or what we may deem as negative. You know what I mean? But it's going to also take you to, most of us need someone else. Most of us need an objective opinion. Most of us need somebody who has another perspective to share these conversations with, because everybody is not equipped to engage in what you went through. Most people will not tell you that there is some positive, there's a rainbow in this, that they won't tell you that there's some really dope stuff in this. They won't tell you that. They'll say, girl, da 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 da, and this and that and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful who you have this conversation with, because it makes a difference on the healing process. Either they're going to open up the wound more, and then you're going to get to a place where it's just difficult to close it, or they're going to be the one who helps say, let's put this thing together because it's not as bad as you think it is. As a matter of fact, you're better than you were at that point. Typically, you are at the revelation of it. Or in those instances, if you were happy when they lied to you and you found out that they lied to you, would you start demanding the truth? It's a difficult question, I know. It's a real tripped out question. And how does the lie affect you overall? I think we had a conversation that was kind of like, I think it was called something about how a toxic relationship can benefit you, or something to that effect, like the benefits of a toxic relationship. That's what it was. And it goes back to what we said. What up, Lakendra? It is turning a negative into a positive. Toxic relationships are happen so that you can be stronger on the way out. And so that means there won't be a lot of mourning the relationship. There won't be a lot of dwelling in that negative space. You'll understand that it was, you found out something that doesn't agree with what you're going through to move forward, and you'll adjust it. But in that, you use that to get what you want. Like everything, if y'all can get y'all mindset wrapped around that you have to turn everything around to position yourself to get what you want, I think you'll be you'll have a more exciting journey as you chase your dreams, as you chase your realities. But you got to learn to flip it on its head. Dwelling in that negative space, it's not when you want to be at. It will have you stuck like a rut, stuck like Chuck in a rut. It'll also have you, your procrastination meter go through the roof, because you won't want to move on. What up, Philanda? What up, Mary? You won't move on. You won't go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So it's a journey. It's not, sometimes the only time worth stopping and standing and looking around is when it's beautiful. You can bask in that. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you should make slow adjustments. If you're loving the position that you're in, you still got to grow. You still got to move. The earth doesn't stop rotating and time doesn't stop. What you only want to do then is make minor adjustments to improve it as slow as it goes. I stopped drinking and he didn't. Boom. Yeah. Well, I think that the fact that you're making strides in the right direction is one of the most positive things that we've heard. So, yep. Clicko said, I learned a lot about myself from a toxic relationship with his ex. That's typically how it works. You know what I'm saying? And those things should be used, like I said, for your success story. Like, what makes the best success stories is to hear about the challenges and the things that you had to face in order to get to that success. I gotta see if I'm gonna have somebody join me on live for a conversation. But listen, so y'all know, moving forward, based off of the post that I put up about Tiffany Haddish, I will not be posting or having interviews on any other platform than the one I use for YouTube, period. It won't happen on TikTok. It won't happen on Instagram, because their failure to protect my content, I'm not excited about. I've and again, in order for me to get to my success, to have things running a smooth ship, I have to have instances like those where I'm not comfortable, I'm not happy, and being uncomfortable is one of the best places you could be in, so that you can adjust and you can find out what adjustments make the most sense for you. And so for me, I know that the adjustment I'm going to make, which is not part of the way that I wanted to do things, which we have to be flexible and understand that plans change. On your way to getting what you want, you may have to adjust a little bit. You may have to be a little more uncomfortable to get comfortable. It's not taking 2 steps back. It's just taking 2 steps to the side so you can get another perspective and another viewpoint of it, and then moving forward. That's kind of where I'm at with it when it comes to really prioritizing my experience on social media, is prioritizing YouTube, because it's just a more solid vehicle to disseminate information and to make it accessible after the fact. I really, really was hoping that there would have been an opportunity to take some clips from the Tiffany Haddish thing and repost it. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Red Baby said, I can't believe her story was kind of like mine. X was living a double life, but time heals. So there it is. And again, these are opportunities. Nikki, you should reach out to Red Baby and be like, listen, so how did you get through it? Like, how did you feel? And what were some of the signs? And like, honestly, there should be a powwow when you guys hear conversation from someone who's dealing with or going through something that you've either went through or are going through. I mean, it's a community, man. Y'all got to lean on each other. You know what I'm saying? And if for no other reason, just to hear that parallel and maybe understand, because you guys, even in your journey, have to be teaching and being an example and an experience for other people to navigate through as well. Without great mentors, I don't know where I would be at. And my mentors are people who went through the journey. It was slightly different because of the timing and the aging of what these events that I wanted to be a part of were, but they had been through it. So they had a calmness about them. They had a experienced conversation with me about it. They had a vibe with how they knew how to sew into me correctly, and that they knew that I would take it and run with it and go be a success with it. That's important. That's important that you all who have been through these experiences share them openly, similar to what we're doing now. But now that you see that there's someone who's dealing with what you're dealing with, then that should be a conversation. For those people who want to know how to avoid that, that should be a conversation. You should reach out and y'all can have that dialogue so that you guys can be in a better place. Because that's what this live is about. Is about building community. It's about making sure that the experiences that we've been through are available. It's like an encyclopedia, you know what I'm saying? So that everybody can, check that out and see what that was about and say, okay, cool. Then I see this in an individual. Maybe that's something I should avoid, because people generally do some of the same things based off of narcissists are narcissistic, and they have a way about themselves that if you can identify it early, you can avoid it. You can move yourself from being in that position and in that situation where you're with somebody who is behaving that way and subjecting you in your life to it, and challenging the way you want to live and move forward. And I can't, the recipe to discovering if somebody is being truthful with you is very deep. And maybe maybe we'll do that. You know what I'm saying? How do you know when somebody's lying? You know what I mean? How to get to the truth. How to know when or if someone's lying about themselves. That's funny too, man, because now that I think about it, there's an instance one of my friends is going through. And she just found out that the guy that she's dealing with is basically a pathological liar. And when I say that, I mean this person went as far as to plan an event based around a false success. Like he knew it wasn't, it was just he told family and friends, and they threw a party based on something that never really happened. He even purchased some things to add to make it seem valid. And that's so y'all understand it's not just happening to y'all, it's happening a lot. You know? Honesty is not, something that most people carry around as a badge of honor, unfortunately. Truthfulness is not something that in this day and age there's so many so much going on. And I can't say it's just this day and age, but yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I said, you need to run. I told her, I said, you need to run from that, because if he'll lie and create scenarios and then follow it up, I said, that's pathological. And if he'll do that to his family and his friends, people he's known longer than you, people who he's trying to impress and do all these kind of things, I can only imagine what he's capable of doing to you and with you. I said, you need to run, Forrest, run. And all I want to hear her say was, and so I did. And so I did. I ran. When Jenny had told me that there was something going on, I knew at that moment I had to run. When he was lying about it to his mama and his daddy, you get up out of there. Yeah, man, that's crazy, right, Tasha? One thing is to lie, but to go to them extremes, man. All right, so listen, y'all. Let's get it up to 15,000 likes right quick. We can run some shares. Clicko say he runs in those type of people all the time in tech world. I can believe it. What up, Ballerina? Let's run the likes up, y'all. Let's run the shares up. If y'all see fit, man, value my time by hitting the gifting button or the Cash App. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys are, if you're not following me, follow me now. Turn on notifications to always. Just wanted to hit it to quit it. We got on at 9 today. It's been an hour and a half. I am saving it on one thing and saving it on another. You guys will be able to see this conversation as we continue our conversation on getting what you want. Getting what you want, yeah. Getting what you want. Getting what you want. And I think the conversation tomorrow will be about getting what you want and knowing, okay, I'll do that. Getting what you want and knowing what you don't want. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how knowing what you don't want plays into getting what you do want, because we haven't had that conversation yet about defining the things that don't serve you and what that means to your progress to getting what you want. We'll talk about knowing what you don't want, because knowing what you don't want is easy. Clicko says, like a lot of people in business world don't feel the integrity and transparency matters. Nah, man, you listen. Somebody made popular, Clicko. Somebody made popular. Fake it till you make it. And that's the only thing that. So listen. That's one of the things that challenges me because faking it till you make it. It definitely leans itself into imposter syndrome, right? But if you're good at lying, you almost believe it to the point where you become it. And that's where faking it till you make it comes in. And so as she was telling me the story about him, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about it, because so many entertainers, if y'all don't know this, most entertainers have the most fragile egos ever. Like, most entertainers have the most fragile egos ever. And so they create an alter ego that embodies everything that they need for success. And a lot of it is a lie. Y'all hear rappers talk about shooting and killing and doing all that stuff, knowing damn well none of them have done it. And then you hear the instances where once they started making it, they start surrounding themselves with people who have. And then they start trying to be guilty by association of being one of those people who would do those things. You know what I'm saying? So there's a I didn't know how I felt when she said that he was faking it to make it, because here's the thing, he absolutely has talent, and faking it and at this point has gotten him in rooms and opportunities based off of based off of making people believe that he has done what he has not done. And a lot of you listen, to be honest, I know a lot of you would actually perform well if given the opportunity to do some things that you've never done before. I absolutely believe that people will show up and show out in spaces that they never were, that people don't think they're qualified to be in. Like, I truly believe that. Like, I believe that you guys would, if somebody told you, hey, they're hiring at this job and they're going to give you're going to get a $50,000 raise, I believe that you would go and try to get that job. I don't know anybody who wouldn't try to go get that job. DJ Hollywood, what up, fam? I don't know anyone who would not try to go get that job. I mean, I would. I mean, I some of us have, and I think some of us have on this live have applied for jobs that we might have fudged the truth a little bit. I know anytime, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, anytime y'all see me in a suit, I'm faking it. If I'm in a suit, I'm going somewhere and I'm not being myself. Bottom line. You know what I mean? I think faking it and not having everything for it is not that bad unless it's well. Exactly. And so that's the one. So when she said it about this kid, like, I heard some of his writing, the kid is good. You know what I'm saying? He could sing his melodies and whatnot. But I was kind of like, I don't know how I felt about it, because I know she wanted me to be like, yeah, he's wrong and bad. And I'm like, I'm just too honest for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just too honest for that. I wanted to ride with her. I know she wanted me to ride with her on this one, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know. If it's opening doors for him, who am I to say that? I said, honestly, if he continues, probably in a year, he's going to be one of the best in the business, because there are so many people fronting and lying in the entertainment industry and just in industry, period. If y'all, listen, I'm going to tell y'all how y'all know it. Most of y'all are working jobs for people you're better qualified to do their job. Most of you are working jobs where you're smarter than the person above you. What are you saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Y'all, most of you have worked for people who aren't as smart as you. Most people are working for company CEOs who don't know what you know. And the only reason why they know what they know is because they got into that position. Listen, access is everything. The only reason why a CEO, quote unquote, is more valuable than everybody else in these, and they're not. But the reason why they're deemed more valuable is because they have access to information that you don't have. And you would probably take that information and process it the same way or better. Yeah, Latanya, you can't be like that. Stop it. Latanya said, that's why I'm self-employed, because I will point that out. You can't be doing that. And most people want to do that. Think about that. That's right. Clicko got a nail on the head. That's why they hired you, because they couldn't do your job. DJ Dub said I had to jump back in on that statement. Big facts. That is the truth, though. Think about it. The job, when I hear people complain about their work, I'll be like, listen, go be the boss then. Because the boss don't deal with what you're dealing with. They hire, there's a hierarchy, and the higher you go, the less work you do. Now, you gain more responsibility, but you don't work as hard as the person that's, trying to get the job, trying to become a VP. They don't work as hard as y'all. They sit in a room and listen to y'all talk about how hard y'all working to make this thing work out. And then they say, okay, cool. All right, but did that work out? It did? Or what do we need to do to fix that? Can you help them fix that? I need you two to get together and make sure that y'all don't sink my company. And then at the end of the day, they're the figureheads. I'm just saying. Tasha said her mouth gets her in trouble. Yeah. I had a coaching and challenged that manager to do my job for 5 minutes. She failed. Exactly. But most of you are overqualified for the position that you're in, and other people have faked it to get into the position they're in. Like, it's people who are getting jobs based off of how they've maneuvered and dodged that revelation that you just talked about, Latanya. That revelation where you challenge that person to do your job. they have dodged that revelation. Most of y'all have seen how this works. A person to get a job at one prestigious company or whatever, and they won't even work there long. They just work long enough to say they work there and that they held this position. Then they apply for a position above that position at another job. And because they're still in good standing at the place that they're at currently, the next job is like, yeah, we'll be glad to take you. Hey man, we stole him away. He used to work at Pepsi as a delivery driver. Now he manages the whole fleet over here. What up, Making It Mag? Then the next thing he says, okay, I want to go to the next position. Yeah, I learned, I work for Coke and Pepsi, and I want to work for da 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 da. And they'll do it because if you bring it's leverage. You gain leverage not only just in the ability though, Clicko, it's in the conversation. Most of those people can talk themselves up the corporate ladder all day. It's about relationships. It ain't even about the job at that point. It's about how you manage the people who are positioning you. Oh man, we loved him. The interview went great. His energy was positive. He knew a little bit about da 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 da, but the rest we can train him on and da da da. You understand what I'm saying? Like we've watched this all kind of come through the pipeline, and success is a crazy thing. So I couldn't admonish him for it, and I couldn't scream on him to her about it. I just had to tell her like, this dude might be that dude. Because if he did what he did to you, if he was able to pull all this stuff over on you and you didn't do any fact checking, well, imagine that. Imagine these people that aren't this close to him. They're not finna fact check this guy. They're gonna give him a shot. And if he shoots the right shot at the right time in the right place, every lie he told before that becomes the truth. Y'all didn't hear that. When I was working for my corporate, I was fired and got hired again by finessing my way back. Yeah. Do y'all hear what I said? You can make a lie the truth by the outcome of the opportunity that you've been given to make that lie a truth. I'm just saying. Yep. It pretty much is, Latanya. It's almost like you just willing yourself. Now, the fact that he planned a party and all that is pathological. And again, I want to admonish him for that, but I'm like, that's kind of clever. I'm like, that's kind of clever. That's doing a lot, but you think about people who have done the most to get into their positions. A lot of times people equate that conversation to intimacy. You know what I mean? They'd be like, Madonna kicked it with the president of this, and Mariah Carey slept with this person. All these different successful entertainers may have compromised a section of it. And I said, and listen, it's a hard conversation when I have to talk about stuff like that, because I'd be like, it's a perspective thing, and I don't think anybody likes these perspectives because there's too much honesty in it. For instance, a chick that wants to be in the music industry will tell me that she kicking it with the dope boy, right? She banging the dope boy or whatever. And the president of the label that she wants to be a part of is showing her some attention, but she won't bang the president of the label. I have a phrase that I use. I said, you've done more for less. And when you are at that ridiculous status because you slept with I know y'all don't like this, because you slept with the president of the label, nobody's going to remember that you slept with the president of the label, let alone really like kind of know, but your career will be, it's a mindset thing. And it's a bit, it's a little, there's some craziness to that as well. But when I think about it, I just think like, you've done more for less. Like you kicked it with somebody you shouldn't have kicked it with that had no upside to it. And then there's a situation where there is an upside, and now you want to have your moral compass is shifted. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I just be saying stupid stuff, but I be thinking all that kind of stuff. I be thinking that stuff sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's it. You do what you got to do. I'm not saying I don't know. It's a mentality thing, right? Some people want success so bad that they'll do whatever they can to get it. And I believe, right, Latanya, as she said, I'm not dating Hugh Hefner to be in that mansion. Can't do it. There are some that but listen, that's you saying that, Latanya. You seen how many girls been at that mansion who have gone on to have their careers, launched, or to have the success that they wanted, or have the lifestyle that they wanted. That's all I'm saying. If y'all think that a lot of the conversations, y'all be hearing it too. Like y'all be hearing how y'all hear more about this though. Y'all hear it from this direction. Y'all hear how some of these young men are being taken advantage of by other men in the music industry. Y'all hear that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hear those conversations more than you hear. Anna Nicole Smith said, "Nah, I'm gonna be with this old dude. He gonna set it out. This sugar daddy gonna pay heavy and big dividends." But nobody wants to have that conversation. Like, that's a hard conversation to have because it sounds crazy. But once they're a success, listen, when you think about the dynamic of, and I'm only speaking on it because this is just when the kid told his family this farce, this whole lie or whatever. The only thing I could equate that to is when women get approached by, and again, some of these situations you should never involve yourself with because they won't pay off dividends. But I remember there was stories where certain entertainers that are iconic now were synonymous with, Latanya's stupid. Were iconic with, they're iconic now, but they compromised. They said, you know what? I've done more for less. I've kicked it with some people I would have never kicked it with before, and now I'm saying, Letitia, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? She said, don't go there. I'm just saying, and that's funny. That's what my mama calls me. She said, Dwighty. But that's I just want you to understand it. When it comes to success, there are a couple of different people and that chase it a certain kind of way, and some people chase it with integrity, and of course, because of the way things are, it's always going to seem like a harder way to do it. Yeah, yep, exactly. DJ Dub is just like in the news now. A young lady from Someone from Murder Inc. was told if she didn't kick it, you know what I'm saying. And that's the thing. Like, y'all heard about these instances and some of these people who are and now it's being called taken advantage of. But who and if you ask me, those individuals, for the careers that they have, they played their cards a certain way. And they said, you know what? I'm a cozy up to this person because they're gonna help my dreams come true, or they're gonna improve my lifestyle. There are people who date people just for that sole purpose. You hear more in women who are dating, but there are dudes who do it too. There are dudes who use women, you know what I mean? And just like there are women who use men, some for money, some for intimacy, all that. Yep. One of her music, she has a shower with that person or pay 40 grand. Yep. Some women have done the most. Yep. D-boy to get those. And that's all I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy when you put it out there. When you say it, it sounds crazy. But in actuality, you've done more for less. I always keep that. That's kind of one of those things that I have to balance when I'm looking at deals that I'm making, offers that I'm accepting or not accepting. I always weigh that out. I say, well. And then you understand your positioning. As you grow, as you're more successful, as you're getting what you won't negotiate those things as often as you have in the past. And they become a fleeting thing. So as this kid maneuvers and all these lies he tells, he's going to tell the right lie to get him in the right position, and he's going to kill it. And after he kills it, then then he will already have been practicing what needs to be done. And by the time anybody looks up, he'll be a success. And those things that he lied about, nobody will talk about. They'll just talk about how great he is now. And that's what I kind of try to manage to tell is like, listen, you complaining now, and I understand. My only regret for him is that he would have at least been truthful with her about what he was doing. And that's what you got to remember. Like, for those people who are liars or faking it until they make it, there's somebody you got to be honest with so that you can. So because if not, you just come off crazy. Or again, I go back and forth on this. Maybe you don't tell nobody and let everybody just buy into your fantasy or your dream or whatever. Yeah, it was all about what matters the most to you, right, Clicko? That's so crazy. It has to be that way. I'm a strong believer that hard work should speak for itself. Man, I used to believe that too, and that's what I think that they want you to believe, Letitia, is that hard work is the way to go. But the phrase "work smarter, not harder" is the truth. Work smarter, not harder. Working harder, yeah. If he doing the work, if you're right, would you trust little guy on a personal level? No, but I don't have to either, right? And I typically position myself where I don't have to trust that much. I put myself in a position where I give you enough room to be able to maneuver and do what we got to do, but not enough to be dangerous in my situation. So typically when I work with people, man, I make sure I'm either writing everything or producing everything, but I have more equity in whatever we got going on so that they can't make a decision about what I choose to do with the material or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I make sure I cover myself in the midst of a liar, knowing that you're capable of lying. I just have to have enough, there's a little truth in every lie. That's what makes it work. I just have to manifest, or not manifest, I just have to exploit the hell out of the truth more than I do the lie. I have to only give a care about what really matters to me in the scenario you're trying to present versus what would matter to everybody else. And it's possible for me to distinguish between the two. So you can lie all you want, but there's only a certain segment of that matters to me anyway. So most people who lie, they lie about so many different things that they trip over their lies and whatnot. And even when I find out that you lied, I maneuver from that space. I'd rather deal with people that I know what they're capable of than inviting new people into my environment that I have no idea what they're capable of. I keep my enemies, I keep those people who have done me wrong somewhere where I can see them, versus regrouping and putting new people in position to harm me because I don't know what they're capable of. I do a pretty thorough, run through, but this is what I noticed, and I want to fix it. You know what I'm saying? For sure. One of the things I want to change and adjust is this, and this is what I said I wanted to be better at, because this is going to help. Is for those people that are going to be in your life, you have to find a way to be in their space. And that's what I noticed about the situation she presented. I was like, yo, you're not around enough of his people to see what it is. And this goes back to what we were talking about, success in relationships. Those first 3 engagements that you have, the last one is built to see if a person is going to be who they truly are around the people who know them the best. Now, unfortunately for that kid, for her, this kid is lying to everybody. So if he's lying to everybody, then it doesn't matter who you're around. Nobody knows the truth. And for him, that's an advantage because nobody can say anything and nobody's doing the research to call him out on it. Tashi says, but if you honest, who in the upper area of business, no matter the area, don't lie? I don't know about that. CEOs lie all the time to quote unquote protect the body of the people that work for them. You know what I'm saying? And they lie differently. You know what I'm saying? Either they lie by omission. We already know that throughout government and in those positions, they actually lie all the time, and they do it under the mask of you don't have clearance, or it was a need to know. No, it's still a lie. But I mean, our country is built off a lie. What are you saying? The history of this company is built off a lie. Our quote unquote freedom is built off of a lie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything that we're part of, is underlined by the lie. And the truth is so buried that you have to use your intuition. What up, JD? JD, I'm over on TikTok. Come over to matter of fact, JD, we're gonna have a conversation. I wanna bring you on my live on TikTok. I had Tiffany on Saturday for her birthday, but I hit you up. I hit you up and we'll arrange something, man. So we can do something special for the people on TikTok and YouTube. But yeah, I mean, so the truth isn't out there, right? And that's cool. But we have an intuition, we have our frequencies, you know what I'm saying? We have our vibes that'll help us get to the truth. And that's all you can work from. And the crazy part is it's by instance. It's never by fact. It's never by what's supposed to be there. So you got to go off of what you feel. And your heart and your mind knows it has a history that's way deeper than the one we give ourselves credit for. You know, we have that ancestral history that's in us, you know what I'm saying, where you could just feel when something's off, and that's something that we inherited. Do we dive into it all the time? Absolutely not. Are we training it often? No, we usually train in hindsight. Like we usually go through something and start building up our intuition and start building it up, but it's inside of you. These are the reasons why they tell you to meditate. Now I told y'all I don't meditate often. I know I have times and space. I don't meditate traditionally. That's a better way to say it. But there are times where you need to sit so you can get into yourself. And in getting into yourself, that's where that magic starts to happen, where your intuition is so crazy, people can't pull a fast one over on you. And even if they are trying, you're able to decipher it. Now, what you do from that point is up to you. Again, I'm one of those people who's, methodical and think strategically. Like I told you, I'd rather keep enemies close to me, and and people that I'm familiar with. I won't even call them enemies, but people that I'm really, really familiar with, whether they had good things in mind for me or bad things in mind for me. If you're near me, then I know what you're capable of, and I can move accordingly, and I can adjust and use or get what I need from you that way without having to worry about who's this new people and new person and what could their intentions be and that kind of stuff, because that's painful. That's such a challenge. Y'all have no idea. Like always having to navigate the minds of new people that are entering into your life is it's too much. We're not equipped to do that. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be positioning ourselves to always be examining all those things, but we should use first and foremost our intuition. And that's why I say when you meet somebody, let that be the guiding point. Don't let your resume, that's why I never talk about what I truly, you know what I'm saying, my what I do for a living. I don't really talk about it often because it clouds the vision of the people that you get in front of, and then they move from a different space. And I like being in position to talk and communicate with people from a certain place, and let my experience lead the way, and that way we can just build from there. But y'all know what time it is, and y'all know where y'all is, right? Y'all do know where y'all at, right? Y'all are.
Have a bite to eat with me, Dwight Scrap Reynolds.
Yeah, man. For those of you who are just joining, y'all know y'all late, right? We're pushing up on 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? We're pushing up on 2 hours, and it is time for me to check out. Let's get the likes to 20,000 though, so we have a cool little metric there. Yeah, man, I had to do it, J1. I want to do, at some point, I'm going to actually do like a whole jingle. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do like this is a bite to eat. I'm going to do something fun and fly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate that. Red Baby said another live on Fizzire. Yeah, Us, you absolutely very late. Hello. What up, Penny? She said Grand Rising. Where you waking up from? You must be on the West Coast. What time is it? 8 o'clock? Look at her. She get to, I did. I drank it, Latanya. Where you was at? I drank it at 10 o'clock. I drank my apple cider vinegar at 10 o'clock on camera. I drank my apple cider vinegar on camera. Yeah, I drank it on live. You know how we do. Houston, Texas. How you get to wake up so late, Penny? What's up with that? Penny waking up at 9, what was it, 2 hours behind? So 9 o'clock? What's up with that? Penny said, rise and shine, like she just get out of bed. Oh, rise and shine, y'all, what's happening? What's going on in here? That's how Penny came in the room. Hey, what's going on in here? What y'all doing? I just woke up. I was asleep, I was on the couch. I was on the couch in the other room. I'm just trying to see what's going on with y'all. Oh, okay. 5:30. Girl, you tripping. Woo! She said she wake up and take her kids to school at 5:30. Hit the brakes. I'm sorry, hit the brakes. That's how I feel about that. 5:30 in the morning, I ain't waking up like that. She waking up like, hey! I I am not getting up that early. I told you, the only time I'm getting up that early is if I'm taking a flight. You wake me up that early in the morning, all you gonna hear is, hey, hey, hey! And I'm gonna be ready to fight. I'm gonna be like, brothers and sisters, we gotta get her for waking me up so early in the morning. Brothers and sisters! I'm just saying, waking up that early at 4:15?
You serious?
That's how I feel. You serious? Girl, stop. What up, K-John? You is crazy for that. I don't know how y'all do it, but I can appreciate it. Y'all might make me start doing my waking up earlies that I do. I'll do but I don't wake up that early, so I don't know about that. 3:30 in the morning. What are y'all doing? Y'all must go to sleep at like 6 in the evening or something, because there's no way in the world. There's no way in the world. When y'all tell me y'all get up early like that, I don't know why. I was trying to get up, but I couldn't get up that early. Listen, I can barely get up at 9 o'clock. Y'all are tripping. 5 o'clock? What is he, ignorant? No, I can't do it. 5 o'clock? You wake me up at 5 o'clock, I'm looking at you like, yo, what's up? Hold on, Penny, you said more time in your day. What time do you go to bed? If you wake up at that time, what time do you go to sleep? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know is what time do you go to sleep? Because that is too much. That's crazy. Just so y'all know, man, I get up at 9 for y'all. I get up at 8:30 for y'all.
You're gonna learn today.
I do that for y'all, all right? Normally I be in bed till 10.
All right.
Yep, still trying to hear the, that's what I'm talking about. She said 8 or 9, sometimes 10. All right. Well, that's what's up. Couldn't be me, though. Team Insomnia. LaTanya, stop it. I told y'all how important sleep was. Y'all stop it. I go to sleep at 9:30 Central Time, sometimes 10. Okay. I get up at 5:30 for work at 7. What time you go to sleep, though, Ush? 9 o'clock. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about, Red. Red, if you go to bed at 9, getting up at 4 makes sense because that gives you like 7 hours. You know what I mean? That gives you some time. That gives you some time. So I'm not mad at that. TikTok be keeping me up at night. Girl, you better turn it. Well, unless I'm on TikTok at night, Sonny, I don't think there's no reason for you to stay up that late. I'm just saying. She over there like, more stuff. I'm just saying. I go to sleep, if I can go to sleep early, man, it's because I had a long day and I'd be like, game over. That's right. Put the phone down at least 2 hours before you try to go to sleep. Anyway, it is about to be 2 hours. I keep telling myself I'm going to manage this time a little differently so I can do some other things. We are pushing up on 11 a.m. in Atlanta. It's Tuesday, December 6th. They are voting out here trying to see if they're going to go with Warnock or Herschel Walker. Come on, man. They've been clowning the hell out of Herschel Walker, too. It is 50 degrees right now. It's going to get to a high of 58, which I like that because it's kind of like warm, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot. Sassy says she goes to bed at 10, sometimes 11. But she get up at 4. Girl, stop. I'm going to tell y'all about some sleep now. Y'all better get some sleep at night so y'all can function properly. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that when I be on like 3 or 4 hours sleep, too, sometimes. I understand the struggle. I do. But I need y'all to fast at night. Let your body do its work. Let your body help you get rid of them extra pounds by way of using that stored fat. That's all I'm saying to you. I'm going back to ground in a movie tonight. I'm going to be back. I don't know what you're saying, woman. I went at 5 this morning. You went at 5 or woke up? Oh, wait, you saying you got up? Oh, okay, from the drink. Yeah, man. I'm excited about everybody's success with their apple cider vinegar. You know what I'm saying? Remember to keep it up. What up, Adrian? Remember to keep it up. Stay consistent. With that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with this beat right here. Y'all know I rapped. For those of y'all who missed it, I rapped. Was it yesterday I rapped? Was it yesterday I was spitting some bars? That's funny. Twerk Fest class. I want videos of the Twerk Fest. I know, right, Tashi? Listen, I don't even know, man. At some point, I'm gonna have to go and cast my vote. So, but listen, check out the past lives that are saved. Y'all will enjoy them. There's a lot of great information in it, and I think y'all will appreciate it. Those are also ways that your social digital currency makes a difference. I want to thank everybody for showing up today on today's Bite to Eat. Today we talked about procrastination and being stuck like Chuck in a rut. It's important that you get out of your own way and start making strides. Do not put off tomorrow what you could do today. Start whatever process it is that you were thinking about doing. Start doing it today. Start managing it right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a tight race here, man, but it's like choosing the best of the worst. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. What up, Quake? You tuning in at the end of the show, Quake. What I will tell you to do, Quake, is go ahead and follow me now and turn on notifications to always. Actually, this is for everybody on whatever platform you're on. Turn on notifications when you follow me. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. I would love to see an influx on the YouTube. Right now, we are 83 people, as far as I know. 83 people away from reaching my subscriber goal of 3,000. So if you're on any of these platforms, but you're not on my YouTube, follow my YouTube. I See Green is going to be the name of it. Go to that and that's funny. And go and subscribe. I'm trying to reach by the end of this month, which I be awesome to do it ahead of time. But by the end of this month, I want to have 3,000 subscribers. I've been putting in the work, and all the content lives there. The content lives on YouTube until I decide to actually, put the website in full effect and start hosting the content there for you to go see. YouTube is a great place for it to live at this point. But I will cultivate it all to be in one spot so you guys can just go to my website and view it from there. And that way it's a one-stop shop for everything that you guys are interested in hearing, seeing, and finding out about me. So, I want to thank everybody who's liked. We got over 20,000 likes. We got over 20 shares on TikTok. I want to say thank everybody who showed up on YouTube and thumbs up and liked, and those subscribers and whatnot. It's always dope to have them tune in and hang out because they bring a lot of value to our conversation. So with that being said, if you guys want to, the Cash App is in my bio. So is the you guys can gift and do all those kind of things, but you can also go back and watch episodes of previous episodes of our conversations that I think will lead you to the place we are today. Have an awesome Tuesday. We back on Hump Day, and I said tomorrow we'll probably talk about knowing what you don't want in your pursuit of getting what you want. It's important. That's the other side of the coin, y'all. And a lot of people are very good at saying what they don't want and not knowing how to articulate what they do want. So we're going to uncover that and we're going to have a conversation about that. It's your boy, it's your favorite green-eyed bandit. I want to say shout out to Instagram, but you will be first to go today. Later, replays are on YouTube. I appreciate Jermaine Dupree stopping through to hang out for a second. I know we're going to get something. I would love for y'all to be able to pick his mind, but again, those conversations are not going to happen on these platforms where I can't protect him and them from the conversation. I'm not doing it. I would not subject them to what people were trying to do when Tiffany Haddish was on. We're not doing that. TikTok, this is not goodbye. This is to be continued. Have an amazing day, y'all. That ended so perfectly with the music. I must have a show or something.